Hello friends. Today we are going to talk something about or discuss something about communication only, but in a little different way. Recently I heard my nephew speaking to me that we are only talking. There was a kind of problem, and when we were talking about that, one of the reasons that he was telling was we are talking but we are not communicating. That's the problem. So I thought I can share my viewpoints about this particular statement. Are we really talking or are we really communicating, and what is the difference between the both? Okay, so first let's see what is talking. Talking is nothing but sharing information. I know something and I'm just sharing information, and I'm chatting. We call it as chatting. Casually we are exchanging ideas, and just for fun, just for time pass, we are just talking. So all these can be called as talking. Whereas when you say communication, communicating means it is with a purpose or with a focus. I have something in my mind and I'm trying to communicate to the other person, and I want the other person also to start thinking the same way that I am thinking. So that is the purpose with which I'm telling something. It is not casual, it is very in-depth, and it is focus driven. So that is communication, because after that I have a plan to take some action, or we need to take a decision based on that, some action. So it is action bound, it is purposeful, so it is little in-depth. So this is the difference between talking and communication. And in talking, the person who is talking is the most important person, okay, will be in the prime light. Whereas in communication, it is not the person who is communicating, people who are listening, or the person who is listening is the most important person. So I am reminded of many times when we have to get the signature in our report card, progress card from our parents. As children also, we want to get it done, right? So we need to communicate to our parents in such a way that I will not be in trouble. At the same time, I need to get the signature too. So I will see the right time that I can talk. To whom should I talk? Who should be there when I'm talking? So who will support me? Who will not support me? All these components we really plan, and then only we try to get a signature. So this is called communication, and we are getting it done, right? For effective communication, you basically need two things. That is, one is knowledge, and then another one is skill. It will help the other person feel that, okay, you are speaking with facts. So you are not just like that blabbering, you know things what you are talking. So knowledge will give you that authenticity, that you are the right person, you are trustworthy person. And then your skill of communication. If both these things go together, most of the time you will become an effective communicator. So that is what I'm trying to say. If we have good agendas in us, we want to really change the society, we want good things to happen in the society. Many a times what we do is that we keep blaming. But then if you really want to change, bring about a change in the society, and if you are good leaders, what you really have to do is you should not just talk, you have to communicate. So whereas we people are only talking, that's the problem. Change is not happening. Shiv Khera, remember Shiv Khera, the person who has written many books on personal development. So he has said it is not the violence is caused in a society. If you see in a nation, in our country like India, terrorist groups or violent people who are causing violence are few in number only. Okay, or the bad people, so-called bad politicians, are all few in number only. So what he says is, it's not the violence of the few people that is the cause of the problem. It is the silence of the many people that is the real cause of the problem. So this statement also has really made me think a lot those days, and now I'm connecting with that. Okay, so that is communication. So we are not supposed to be silent. See, Gandhiji wanted to bring about a change in the mindset of the people, and he started communicating. And as a result, we got freedom. So there will be a positive result if people with good motives, good leaders, if they are not talking but they are communicating. Okay, so now my point is that, so we have to really communicate our thoughts. I have some thoughts in me. I really want to bring about a change. I have some ideas. I have some suggestions. Just don't keep it to yourself. Communicate. Spread it to people around. Make everybody think alike like you, so that it gets spread. See, if you take Hitler was a good communicator, though negative, Okay, but he was able to change the mindset of the people. He was able to make the people think, like him, whatever he's thinking. They did not know his hidden agenda, but then they all voted and made him the leader, and finally there was destruction only. So try to start communicating in your own families, if you are teachers, in your own classrooms, if your colleagues, if your employer, wherever it is, in the place wherever you're working. These are the easy places where you can start communicating and not just talking. That we not just talk, just communicate, allow others to speak, listen to others, respect others' opinion. Even if it is a small child, let that child also start speaking something, and you also give a listening ear to that particular child. I think that India's economy, it's a big term. Everybody thinks it's a big term. India's economy, budget and all those things should only be discussed and debated by the finance minister and people like that. No, your children can discuss, debate it at home. And don't think that, ideas for curbing the pandemic that is prevailing right now should only be discussed by the scientists and other people all over the world. Your children and you can discuss and plan how to curb the pandemic. It is in your hands as well. At the same time, if you think of how to control the pollution, don't think only all big environmentalists have to come and they only have to discuss and debate. No, you can start debating from home. Thus, your children will become part of nation building, will become part of political participation, and will be socially responsible and socially accountable. So as children, if they are feeling that I too have a role to play in Indian economy, I too have a role to play in curbing the pandemic, I too have a role to play in safeguarding the nature, then they will become responsible adults and they will not become silent. They will also start communicating. So if this is growing, we'll have a good culture of communication, and definitely the few negative people cannot come up. And two things are happening in our families or in our schools. Parents and teachers, sadly speaking, they are only talking. You just listen. You need not tell back anything because you're just kids. And the kids also think that these are all big matters, so I need not go for that. We should only think that it is only discussion. They have their viewpoints, we have to respect it. So it should not lead to any hatred or hurt feeling, but it must be a healthy debate and discussion. If such things are developing in the families, in the schools and in the workplaces, definitely the mindset of the people will change. And when we say that youth are useless, no, they are not useless. They are useless. This is the perfect term. We are not allowing them to involve them in discussion. We are not allowing them for major decision-making process. Then therefore they are useless and therefore they are becoming useless. So going back to the root of the problem is that we are just talking, but we are not communicating. So let's start communicating. If you feel you are a good person, if you feel that you have got good ideas, if you feel that you are a person who loves your nation or country or family, then definitely stop talking and start communicating. Allow everybody to communicate also. Think about it and you will have much better ideas. Thank you. God bless.